All right, here we go. Let's see. All the way out. And launch the link.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello, Sabina. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Gloomy day today.
Oh, it's not too bad over here. Where are you?
Okay, it's really cloudy over here.
I think you're closer to the ocean than I am.
Probably, yeah. We're just waiting for people are just coming in.
Okay, great. Ernestine, hello.
Hello, Patrick.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Barbara, hello.
Hello, Patrick.
How's it go? Oh, no, Greg, you didn't tell me Greg was coming.
Yeah,
All right, that's good. Good to see you. I was hoping actually you'd be here. It's nice to see some familiar friends. Now, there's not Joan. Your name was, what was your name?
Gilbert.
Gilbert. All right. Nice to see you again, Gilbert. And
Likewise.
thanks for coming back. And we got Daryl. Hey, Daryl.
That's me.
All right. We got it right. You know, sometimes you don't know. Oftentimes I'll see someone come in here and I know it's their wife. Unless his name is Sally. And there's John. Hello again, John. How are you?
Hello, Patrick. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. We've got about a half hour together, I guess, right? And Affirmative. Are you a military man?
Former.
Okay. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We can do, if anybody has a request or has something that's bothering them, we can talk about in terms of anything exercise-wise, or I can just lead us through some chair stuff that can be fun and invigorating.
Just stuff.
Yeah?
Just stuff.
Just stuff?
Just stuff.
Okay.
Chair stuff.
What chair stuff? Yeah, we're going to stay in the chair. And there's tons of stuff you can do in the chair. And I actually just started a floor exercise class, and it reminded me that chair exercises and floor exercises don't necessarily mean they're easy. You know, oh, it's a floor exercise. I'm going to be laying down the whole time. Not easy. Sometimes getting up and getting down is the hardest part of it. But we're going to stay in the chair today. And I thought I would start us off with a little memory game. If that sounds okay to you guys. You don't really have to play. You don't want anybody to get intimidated. But I developed a card game called Memory Plus and a couple different games that you play with it while you exercise. So I figured I'd give you a little sample of it here today. I have pulled aside 3 cards, and I'm going to show them to you one at a time, okay? And then we're going to put them aside, and we're going to do some movement and some stuff. We're going to kind of put them out of our mind, and then at the end, provided I remember to do so, we're going to come back and see if we can remember what the cards were. How does that sound?
Challenging.
Challenging. All right. Are you up to the challenge? As I like to say,
find out.
Okay. Well, as I like to say, you braved the click of the link to come in here, knowing I was waiting with Sabina on the other end for you. Okay. I've got 3 cards here. All right. I'm going to pull them here. My first and my favorite card. Hang on. There we go.
We can't see it. We can't see it.
I know. Hang on. This light. There, sort of go. Hang on. Let me get in here. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, that looks good.
Money card.
Money bag?
A bag of money. Card number 1 is a bag of money. Card number 2, if you're in the state of California, it should come quick.
Bear. Mr. Bear.
A bear. So we got a bag of money. We got a bear. One of my favorite cards.
Joker. Clown.
Clown.
Crown.
Yeah, clown. You might.
Well,
My performance today might remind you of the clown card.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. I'm going to push back. If you guys have a water bottle, why don't you go ahead and have a sip of water? I always encourage folks to drink, and I forgot my water bottle, but that doesn't mean you guys can't. There you go. That's a nice one, Daryl. That's it. All right. So, any requests? Just simple chair exercises, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The stretches that you talk about, and maybe starting with those face stretches as well, which we like to do every time.
Oh, the face stretches? Okay. I love those. Okay, that's great. Why don't we go ahead and jump in? I'm going to push back. And Sabina, I'll let you kind of decide whether you want to mute everybody or whether we can get away with it without muting. It's always nice to have kind of that flowing conversation, that audio back and forth, as long as it isn't too much, right? So first of all, whenever stretching, we want to do a warm-up, some sort of movement to get the muscles ready to be stretched. And we're going to start real simple with some ankle lifts here. Up with the toes and then up with the heels. Now, as we're moving up and down with the, maybe we do want to mute a couple of people. Okay. As we're moving up and down with the ankles, once we get that movement established, you can kind of keep it going, put it a little bit in the back burner. And I want you to call your attention to your posture. And I want you to sit up nice and tall, maybe even imagining that you've got a string tied to your hair here and it's going straight up and you're sitting up nice and tall in the chair as we are moving the feet up and down. Now, as we move through these body patterns in the chair, stay in a pain-free range of motion. If you have shoulder issues, don't go banging up against the pain. It doesn't do us any good. Let's lower our hands to our sides and let's stretch the arms up, all the way up overhead. And if you're able to touch the backs of the hands together, great. And then lower them down. And you'll notice, if you can see my feet, I'm still going up and down with the feet. So we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to do some stretching. We're going to talk about posture. I'm going to give you some of my foundational principles to kind of mull over. What I'm hoping is our time together today resonates and has some residual application for you to think about after our time together. I'm going to talk about what I think is the most important part of your body if you have Parkinson's. Ooh, what's that? It's taking me years to discover. We're going to talk about posture. We're going to talk about ground zero, the most important part, and we're going to get some movement going here. And let's go ahead and shrug the shoulders up, kind of roll them up and back. Did you know they say there's no such thing as multitasking? I'm rolling my shoulders and I'm lifting my ankles up and down. Apparently the brain can only focus on one thing at a time. And what it does is it rapidly switches between focus tasks. And let's roll them forward. So not multitasking, but maybe multi-activity is something we do, right? They talk about dual tasking. They talk about how Parkinson's people should not be trying to do more than one thing at a time. And then they say someone with Parkinson's has to try doing two things at a time. I apologize. Lots of times you'll hear things and then the next minute you'll hear something the exact opposite. And I've been hearing that all the time. Now, this is one of my favorite positions. And it's the most aptly named position I have ever found. It's called the no money stretch. No money here. Got to ask that guy in the car over there. All right.
Okay.
Now, the reason I like this is we externally rotate those arms, and it kind of helps us align ourselves with what I was talking about, the most important part of your body, which is the area directly behind you on your back when your shoulder blades are tucked together and down in this position here. And let's just go ahead and tilt slowly forward from the waist. I'll tilt over here. As I come forward, you'll notice my head is really not moving. I'm coming forward from the hip. So I run a couple of exercise classes, and we're always talking about ground zero, and we're talking about many times developing a deeper, tangible understanding of our structure, right? Parkinson's can affect areas of our body that are just naturally, well, I don't know, naturally is the right word, but they're just difficult for us to access. You know, we've got two eyes, and they put them on the front of our head, right? So we understand everything out here very easily. I can see my hands, I can see my arms there, but I can't see my spine. Parkinson's can affect areas of our body that we can't see. Our spine, our posterior structures, the back of the shoulders, right? So we want to be on this continuing journey of seeking to access, seeking to understand, seeking to perceive. Let's take a big breath in and exhale. And let's lower our hands down to the tops of our knees. So the spine is not straight. The spine has that nice S curve to it, the curve in the lumbar spine. Parkinson's can create problems in what they call the thoracic part of your spine. It can cause rounded shoulders. So we want to always try to position, when we're thinking of it, sitting tall and straight in the chair. There'll be some structural changes we won't be able to do anything about. One leg might be longer than the other. But understanding our posture and seeking to maintain it and practicing it throughout the day is something I hope to be able to leave you with. Let's go back to that ground zero position for a moment and see if you can kind of feel your shoulder blades. Maybe you can move around a little bit and feel the fabric on your shirt crossing your skin in the back. That's your outer boundary right there. You can't see it. All right. Big breath in. And as we exhale, let's bring our hands forward. So now our shoulders are moving forward into what they call a protracted position, and that's fine. We're going to lift our fingertips up, and we're going to lift our toes. We're going to make a fist, and we're going to point our knuckles at the ground, and we're going to lift our heels. And we're going to mobilize back and forth between these two, really trying to quiet the movement in the arms, the movement of the spine. So the only thing really moving here are your hands and your feet. Up and down. Really get those hands open and then make them close and point the knuckles at the ground. Breathe. And let's go up and hold. And let's take that right hand and let's put that knuckle on the ground. And let's put that right heel up. And let's switch and alternate. As I like to say, you may find this easier if you bite your tongue. I had a cousin, no matter what he did, he was always biting on his tongue. And let's go ahead and reach up and grab a fistful of cloud and let's splash them down towards the ground, hinging from the hip forward, noticing the spine as it moves, tilting forward from the hip. Good. Flicking down. And Sabina mentioned doing some face stuff, and I actually have found, I'm always looking for shortcuts in movements. Shortcuts, visual cues, auditory cues, tactile cues. There are so many ways we can conquer and move better with Parkinson's by providing a simple cue. And what I've found is that activating the face seems to translate into bigger movement. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I want you to give yourselves permission to be a little bit goofy, a little bit absurd. No one's watching. All right, put those hands on tops of your legs here, and we're going to make a big face, big eyes, big mouth. Ah, make some noise, yeah. Ah, whatever comes out, comes out. Ah, big nose. Ah. Ah, and now we're gonna go into a frown. Yeah, we're gonna frown our eyebrows and we're gonna growl or something or sneer. Let me see. Meaner! Come on! And now we're gonna relax and we're gonna open up into a giant smile. Make some noise. Do you feel that warmth just from the face going across the body? A little endorphins, a little dopamine releasing with that smile. Hey, let's do it again. Ah. 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 And into a frown. Ooh, I love those ahs. And let me hear the growl. Did you take the last of the half and half? I don't have any for my coffee. Oh, man, I'll be frowning at you if you do that. And now I'll open up into a giant smile. All right, we're going to take that face energy and we're going to grab a cloud and we're going to flick it at the ground to see if we can do it even bigger and bolder. Come with me. 3, 2, 1. Grab them and throw them down. That's right. Make some noise. Oh, yeah. Keep moving. That's right. Good. Gilbert, I love it. Come on. Grab a fistful of cloud and clap them on down. That's right. I don't know if you're going to get any exercise today, but your face is going to be exhausted. Yeah. 3 more. 1, bigger. 2, 3. And let's let our arms kind of just swing from side to side if we can. You know what? Maybe since we're in the chair, maybe swing them forward and back. Now, if you have arms in your chair, make sure you don't whack your funny bone. There's absolutely nothing funny about whacking your funny bone. You've all done it, haven't we? Oh, it's like getting electrocuted. It's horrible. I talk a lot in my classes about creating momentum, using gravity to open up the body and get the arms swinging, get the spine moving. It's almost like you have an assistant with you to help you stretch. And his name is gravity. I got a guy who comes to my classes and he brought a friend. And his friend's name was Cash. And he told me that his last name was Register. And to the today, I still don't know whether that's a joke or whether just by coincidence, his name is really Cash Register. Don't know what that has to do with anything. Anyway, all right. So we're swinging our arms, using momentum, and it's a great way to kind of open things up. You can do one arm at a time. Swing it from side to side, letting the weight of the arm open that front here. The front of the arm needs to be stretched. The chest needs to be stretched. We need to keep the chest open, which is why I love this. And the muscles in the back there are strong. They can get lax and they can get stretched. So we want to go about the day. If I could actually give you one little piece of homework, it would be to set no money and then go ahead and try to maintain that. I tell this story. This is a true story. Years ago, I was doing a talk in Pasadena to a group, and this woman came up to me afterwards and she said, "Patrick, you're the best speaker I have ever seen." She actually didn't say that, but she said, "Patrick, I have Parkinson's and I have a question for you." She said, "What's the most important part of my body?" And I looked at her, I thought, I don't know. I hadn't even thought about it. But over the years, I've come to believe that the most important part of your body is the area behind you here, right between your shoulder blades, when your shoulder blades are together and down. Because setting that position, that ground zero position of the shoulder blades fixes 100 things out here. It keeps us up in this world instead of being drawn down forward to this world. No, come on back. Okay. So we talked about swinging the arms, which we do when we walk, right? Great way of moving. Another way we move is by regulated movement. We're going to do a little drill I call patty cake. And it's not named after Patrick. It's a different patty cake. We're going to take our hands and we're going to splash them open. Now, I want you to open your hands as wide as you can. I'm coming in to see. Now, open them up. Now relax. You feel that little rubber band effect? That's all over our body. That's in our tendons and our muscles. Maybe even in our ligaments, that elastic energy. And what I want you to do is I want you to experience that every time you throw your hands forward, and then you're going to slap the ground. So it's a tactile cue. Seek to feel that stretchiness and bring it down. Splash, slap, splash, and slap. And as we're moving through this, straighten up, people. Set that spine.
Okay.
Good. That's it. Open. Commit to getting the hands open. One more here. Now let's take those hands and let's spread it out to the side. And remember, stay in a pain-free range of motion. If it hurts to go out here, regulate it, change it, make it work for you. Are you still feeling that elastic splash as we spread them out? Yes is the answer. Thank you. One more. And let's go up overhead. And again, we're splashing those hands open, feeling that elasticity up and down, up. And we're keeping a tempo, which means we're not really throwing our movements. We're pacing it. We're directing it. We're regulating it. Let's put this into a little series. So we're going to go forward, splash, outward, splash, and up, splash, splash, slap, splash, slap, and up. Good. Forward, out, and up. One more. Forward, out, and up. Here's the deal. Your attempt at doing this drill, whether or not you get it, has value. Okay? Keep going for the try. Keep trying it. We're going to make it a little more complex here. Remember, practice makes gooder. Perfect is boring. There's no such thing. Practice makes gooder. And we're going to do the practice right now. Okay? So we're going to add a little turnaround. It's going to go forward, splash, up, splash, shoulders, forward, out, up, slap, shoulders, slap, forward, out, up, slap, shoulders, slap, and forward, out. Keep going. Forward, out, up. One more. Forward, out, and up. The practice, the work, the attempt, the frustration, the miss, the success of this little routine. Don't be intimidated by it. Know that whether you get it right or wrong, there's value for that neuroplasticity and that brain stuff, okay? Come on this journey again. We're going to do this again, and we're going to see if we can make these splashes huge and these movements even bigger. And we're going to go into the face. Here we go. Big eyes. Breathe. Big mouth. Come on. Yes. Makes it nice. We only have to do this once. Trust me. And then to our growl. Ooh, did you take my half and half? That's my anger thought for the day. Into a giant smile. Maintain that smile. Brighten it up. Feel the warmth. We're going to take that energy into the splashes. We're going to do the forward slap, out, slap, up, slap, shoulder, slap. 3, 2, 1. Splash. Out. Up. Forward. Out. Up. Come on. Forward. Out. Up. One more. Forward. Out. Up. And rest. Woo! Big breath in. And exhale. I'm sure Sabina tells you this all the time. We need to breathe. We need to work on our breathing. Otherwise, we do what's called shallow breathing through the whole day. We just take sips of air, and then we kind of fold forward, and we don't think about what we're doing, and we get quieter, and our muscles get stiffer, and our oxygen in our blood lowers. And we're not going to do that. We're going to take a big breath in. Here's the deal. Go ahead and move your shirt across your front there and your back. Feel your fabric of your shirt. Okay? We're going to take a giant breath in through your nose. You're not going to hold your breath. You're going to get as much air as you can, and I want you to feel the way your cavity expands. Just notice it. Here we go. You ready? And go. And now breathe normally. Okay, I felt it in my stomach here, a little bit low back here. I want to try on this next one to feel it in my chest as well. I'm going to try to maintain the awareness I just had and expand it. Move yourself around, feel your skin. And now we're going to go for it. Ooh, I love that big yawn, Jen. Okay, here we go. Ready, into the nose. Now breathe normally. I'm seeking to have you observe the feeling of your cavity expand. Open those hands up again. Feel that elasticity. Feel that? That is the same thing that's going on in our cavity. When we intake that air, you don't need to push it out. You just relax, and the cavity compresses and escorts that air out, right? Largely. We're going to do this one more time with that. You've been doing this since you came out, since your first breath of real air, and the doctor held you up down and slapped you in your butt. Okay, here we go. You ready? Big breath in, feel it. And let it out. You feel that puff, you feel that relaxation. That's the mechanics of breathing, or part of it anyway. That you don't need to force it out. And I know that now I've actually discovered this. Sabina, I know you do this as well. They actually do work on the exhalation phase of blowing, right? Yeah, they do. And so understanding your posture, if the ground zero helps, great. Understanding what that is, where that is. Understanding your breath. Quietly doing the stuff throughout the day, not when you're just with Sabina doing your group, not when you're with your trainer or your physical therapist, when you're alone. Developing those things, those setting of the posture, those practices will have a resonating effect for you if you commit to them. And it's not hard. Pretty soon they become habit. Take a little sticky, write a P on it, and put it on the wall. P for posture. If someone says, what does that P stand for? You say it stands for Patrick. Just kidding. But setting your posture, just do that simple move right here. Do that 100 times a day. And you know what's going to happen? Someone's going to say, did you get a new shirt? Or you haven't wearing new shoes? You look a little bit taller. This is the truth. I've kept the note. I had one of my students, Chris, she sent me a note, a card in the mail, and it said, I just wanted you to know, I went into my doctor's office and I grew a half an inch. And she said, actually, I didn't grow a half an inch, but I'm standing taller. I love that, right? And it's so important to maintain the posture for the breathing as well. We don't want to be collapsed forward. We want to be up here, gauging ground zero, thinking from the back forward, thinking from your anchor, thinking differently. Don't think about doing from here and here and here. think about doing and interacting with your environment from ground zero. Give it a try. It'll help open you up, and it will, like I said, one of my favorite sayings that just occurred to me over the years of watching it is I've seen small changes make big differences. I've seen small changes make big differences, okay? I'm not asking you to pick up running and go do a 7-mile run and then come back and talk to me. I'm asking you to maintain a growing number of simple practices that you do throughout the day. For now, ground zero and breathing is what we talked about today, and I hope you're attentive to it. And it looks like we might be out of time. So do I have any questions? Yes. Are we going to do the memory cards? Yes, we are.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here's the deal. I have in my possession a wiffle ball, okay? Your cue for calling out, this is attention span and focus, for calling out what is on the card I am looking for is when I release the ball. Don't jump the gun. Don't yell it out beforehand, okay? Card number 1 was
Money bag.
money bag. Very good. Card number 2.
Bear.
Very good, bear. And what was the last card? I gotcha. Gilbert.
Clown.
Clown it was. Way to stick it out. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed our time together. I certainly did. And Sabina, thank you for having me back.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. This was outstanding.
Oh, Greg, my pleasure. Good to see you again, man. And thank you, Barbara's Gilbert. Good to see you, John. And Daryl, nice to meet you. I don't think you and I have met before. And so have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. And Ernestine, nice to meet you. I think I've seen you before that. Maybe we've met before. Sabina, thank you. And feel free to have me back whenever. And we'll
see you next month. I'll reach out to you for the date.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Sure. Thanks.
Thanks, Patrick.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right.